The Confessions by Saint Augustine, narrated by Teresa Griffiths.
Book 1, Chapters 1 through 10 of The Confessions of Saint Augustine. The Confessions of Saint Augustine, Bishop of Hippo, translated by the Rev. E. B. Pusey. Book 1. Confessions of the greatness and unsearchableness of God, of God's mercies in infancy and boyhood, and human wilfulness, of his own sins of idleness, abuse of his studies, and God's gifts up to his 15th year. Chapter 1. Great art thou, O Lord, and greatly to be praised. Great is thy power, and thy wisdom infinite. And thee would man praise, man, but a particle of thy creation, man, that bears about him his mortality, the witness of his sin, the witness, that thou resistest the proud. Yet would man praise thee, he, but a particle of thy creation. Thou awakest us to delight in thy praise, for thou madest us for thyself, and our heart is restless, until it repose in thee. Grant me, Lord, to know and understand which is first, to call on thee, or to praise thee, and, again, to know thee, or to call on thee. For who can call on thee, not knowing thee? For he that knoweth thee not, may call on thee as other than thou art. Or, is it rather, that we call on thee that we may know thee? But how shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? Or how shall they believe without a preacher? And they that seek the Lord shall praise him. For they that seek shall find him, and they that find shall praise him. I will seek thee, Lord, by calling on thee, and will call on thee, believing in thee. For to us hast thou been preached. My faith, Lord, shall call on thee, which thou hast given me, wherewith thou hast inspired me, through the incarnation of thy Son, through the ministry of the preacher. Chapter 2. And how shall I call upon my God and Lord, since when I call for him, I shall be calling him to myself? And what room is there within me, whither my God can come into me? Whither can God come into me, God who made heaven and earth? Is there, indeed, O Lord my God, aught in me that can contain thee? Do then heaven and earth, which thou hast made, and wherein thou hast made me, contain thee? Or, because nothing which exists could exist without thee, doth therefore whatever exists contain thee? Since, then, I too exist, why do I seek that thou shouldst enter into me, who wert thou not in me? Why? Because I am not gone down in hell, and yet thou art there also. For if I go down into hell, thou art there. I could not be then, O my God, could not be at all, wert thou not in me. Or, rather, unless I were in thee, of whom are all things, by whom are all things, in whom are all things? Even so, Lord, even so. Whither do I call thee, since I am in thee? Or whence canst thou enter into me? For whither can I go beyond heaven and earth, that thence my God should come into me, who hath said, I fill the heaven and the earth? Chapter 3. Do the heaven and the earth then contain thee, since thou fillest them? Or dost thou fill them and yet overflow, since they do not contain thee? And whither, when the heaven and the earth are filled, pourest thou forth the remainder of thyself? Or hast thou no need that aught contain thee, who containest all things, since what thou fillest by containing it? For the vessels which thou fillest uphold thee not, since, though they were broken, thou wert not poured out. And when thou art poured out on us, thou art not cast down, but thou upliftest us. Thou art not dissipated, but thou gatherest us. But thou who fillest all things, fillest thou them with thy whole self?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?